Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We delighted to welcome you to grand opening ceremony for International Indian Ocean Science Conference 2018 at Auditorium of the Agency for Meteorology, Climatology and Geophysics in Jakarta, Indonesia. The conference aims to involve international scientific researchers from around the world to enhance ocean observation data and analysis, cooperation among national and international institutions, and advanced research related to socioeconomics in coastal area of Indian Ocean for supporting Indian Ocean's blue economy. This conference consists of some meetings. The first is the Second International Indian Ocean Expedition and Steering Committee. The second is Indian Ocean Regional Panel. The third is Sustain Indian Ocean Biogeochemistry and Ecosystem Research. The fourth is Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission Regional Committee for the Central Indian Ocean. And the last is IIOE Second Data and Info Management Workshop. It is an honor to me to introduce and welcome the guests in this great occasion. Excellency, Acting Chairman of Indonesian Institute of Sciences, Professor Dr. Insinyur Bambang Subianto, Master of Agribusiness. Excellency, Executive Chairman of Indonesian National Commission for UNESCO, Ministry of Education and Culture, Professor Dr. Arif Rahman, MPD. Excellency, Deputy Head for Climatology, Dr. Andes Harisal, MSc. Excellency, Deputy Head for Instrumentation, Calibration, Engineering and Communication Network, Dr. Andes Untung Merdianto, MSc. Excellency, Deputy of Life Science, Professor Dr. Eni Sudarmonowati. Excellency, Deputy of Earth Sciences, Dr. Zainal Arifin. Excellency, Director of UNESCO Office in Jakarta, Professor Dr. Syahbaz Khan. Excellency, Head of the GPO, Australia Node IOC Perth Program Office, Dr. Nick D'Adamo. Excellency, Representative from Ministry of Research Technology and Higher Education of the Republic of Indonesia, Mr. Hari Purwanto. Excellencies, the experts from various national and international institutions and universities. Also, we welcome all of the presenters and participants of International Indian Ocean Science Conference 2018. For a brief moment, we would like to invite you to rise and sing Indonesian anthem, Indonesia Raya. be seated now. Ladies and gentlemen, before we come to the main session, let us start this conference by praying first, so the event that we will hold on this day will run well without any obstacle at all. Pray based on individual belief begins. Done. Excellencies, our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as our welcome greetings, we would like to present to you a traditional dance by students of State College of Meteorology, Climatology, and Geophysics. Saman, or the Dance of a Thousand Hands, is one of the most popular dances in Indonesia. Its origin is from the Gayo ethnic group from Gayo Lues, Aceh Province, Sumatra, and is normally performed to celebrate important occasions. The dance is characterized by its fast-paced rhythm and common harmony between dancers. These two elements are key features of Saman and are among the reasons Saman are widely known and practiced in Indonesia, besides being relatively easy to learn. Please welcome Saman Dance.
Kamu ucapkan ku penuh merakan jame bantukan. Assalamualaikum pointen bululan mubisalum kuwareh lingkah kejame dekah karena Nabi kan sunnah jarada mumat syarat mulia. Lanju angin iklim kan sem kang rom hai bo hate hanjo hate dalam dada sama kau hana pade singa pade sini bani bayana bengang doble hai bo hate hanjo hate dalam dada kampung lanju Allahumma amin. Allah murka Rahman, Allah yang di negara Aceh makmur sejahtera. Allah berkat Rahman, Allah yang di negara Aceh makmur sejahtera. Lale ketanyo lale hana dan date umuka Tuhan. Putengan janggut kuningan mise andam dah comben di kamu salah. Putengan janggut kuningan mise andam dah comben di kamu salah. Andam dah comben di kamu salah. Lale ketanyo lale hana dan date umuka Tuhan. Dengan janggut kuningan mise andam dah comben di kamu salah. Putengan janggut kuningan mise andam dah comben di kamu salah. Jempa mira lelap basanggai asanggai tanahan telon hai de nayum ke gata. Allah di langit bintang, hai bintang di buma pandai belun. Adung le melelele dansa. Londong hai londong imatan di leta. Ingat sampai ke ayah bunda Allah. Jempa mira lena matanggoy tanah de londe na umada. Anak-anak de junane mapom samora de londe ngalapan ada. Jempa mira lena matanggoy na de londe na umada. Anak-anak de junane mapom samora de londe ngalapan ada Allah. Ilahi ya karim illallah, ampun dosa kamu. Namrilah nang ronyo makmur sejahtera Allah. Nang ro Acehnya nampak lalahe maujung pantai pulau Sumatera Allah. Allah nang ro Acehnya sudah memekah. Nang ro berdua pusaka kaya Allah. Ilahi ya karim ampun dosa kamu nambiranganyo muzi sejahtera Allah. Ilahi ya karim ampun dosa kamu nambiranganyo muzi sejahtera Allah. Helam bura menari lam ada reng gunung Allah. Lam baca bengong hai bungong baca bengong lam anu le kuah Allah. Pula perahu dua-dua hilakan dan ayo jalur kata urang di luar. Di laut ada pula perahu dua-dua hilakan dan ayo jalur kat tahun di luar. Di laut ada pulau perahu dua-dua ilakan, nak jalur kat tahun di luar. Julat cahaya pi kadang kamu meriu tep tep beangga tep beangga udah tep beangga udah julat cahaya pi kadang kamu meriu tep beangga udah tep beangga udah julat cahaya pi kadang kamu meriu tep beangga. Ante de umbeangka, uranya
Bersama dance performance, please give applause.
Tetep umbeangka.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to listen a speech delivered by Executive Chairman of Indonesian National Commission for UNESCO, Ministry of Education and Culture. Please welcome Professor Dr. Arif Rahman, MPD.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First, we have got to praise God the Almighty and also our salam for the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ladies and gentlemen, did you enjoy the dance? Yes? This dance has been recognized by UNESCO as one of the intangible cultural heritage of the whole culture in the world. I would like to welcome the Minister of Science and Technology and Higher Education, or his representative, Mr. Hari Purwanto, and also the head of the Indonesian Agency for Meteorology, Climatology and Geophysics, Mr. Herizal, the deputy, and also Mr. Bambang Subianto, chairman of the Indonesian Institute of Sciences, Professor Sebastian, director of UNESCO Jakarta office, and also Mr. Safri Burhanuddin, the Deputy Minister for Human Resources, Science and Technology and Culture, Coordinating Minister and Maritime Affairs, Dr. Muhammad Dimyati, the Director General for Strengthening Science Capacity, Ministry of Science and Technology and Higher Education, Professor Peter Burkill, past President of Scientific Committee on Oceanic Research, and last but not least, Dr. Satish Chinau, the Indian Ocean Global Ocean Observing System, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. UNESCO was established on the 16th November 1945 with the objective to create the world peace through forming dialogues among cultures and societies based on common values. It is stated in UNESCO Constitution that since war begins in the minds of men, it is in the minds of men that war can be defenses to create peace that should be constructed. Hence, through this vision was formed Global Vision Sustainable Development, where UNESCO actively play a role in protecting human rights, respecting life, and eradication of world poverty. The government of Indonesia, as a member state of UNESCO, has formed the Indonesian National Commission for UNESCO in the Ministry of Education and Culture. The function of National Commission for UNESCO is to play a role as a liaison between UNESCO programs and the government of Republic of Indonesia, vice versa. In implementing UNESCO global activities, NETCOM, National Commission of Indonesia, works together with all stakeholders, such as government institutions, business communities, non-government organizations, and individuals for progressing education, science, culture, and communication to achieve sustainable development goals. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, presently the National Commission has established partnership with 18 ministerial national institutions in implementing various programs of education, science, culture, and information. IOC Indonesia for UNESCO, where LIPI as the national point of contact representative focuses its work on efforts to develop research partnership in area of ocean science and to carry out capacity development for young oceanographers. And as National Commission Indonesia for UNESCO will fully support any activities related to science, such as this event hosted in Indonesia. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I do hope this science conference will not only improve our understanding on the role of Indian Ocean in climate change and its potential and impact to marine resources and coastal communities, but also improve our cooperation among member states. Thank you very much, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Arif Rahman, for the great speech. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to listen a speech delivered by Director UNESCO Office in Jakarta. Please welcome Professor Dr. Syahbaz Khan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi. And that's where my bahasa Indonesia sedikit-sedikit. So it's really an honor and pleasure to be invited to this very important meeting. You just listened to Professor Dr. Arif Rahman, who is the most excellent supporter of UNESCO as the Executive Chairman of Indonesian National Commission for UNESCO, and your leadership has brought us to new partnerships for UNESCO in the world and bringing Indonesia to the world as well. We just saw the excellent dance, Saman dance. It's the intangible heritage for the whole world, for 195 countries in the world, coming from Aceh. But there is also a lot of many other things which Indonesia is offering. And in that regard, science is very special. And I'm very grateful for Professor Dr. Bambang Subianto, the chairman of Indonesian Institute of Sciences, for your excellent support for IOC, for MAV, for IHP, for the Geoscience program with the Geoparks, the national committee is coming up. So the science from Indonesia is very important and very special. Also, Dr. Hazrul, so nice to meet you again, sir. And as the deputy for the Climatology Agency for Meteorology, Climatology and Geophysics, we thank you for your leadership and for also participating in UNESCO programs as far as Pakistan, where we had the delegation from Pakistan, and in the spirit of UNESCO's South-South cooperation, the leadership which BMKG is giving, and the leadership to IOC, and the leadership which is going into the programs related to Indian Ocean Tsunami Information Center. So we are thankful for all of that. And our very dear Pa Hari Prawanto, the representative of the Ministry of Research, Technology and Higher Education. And the Ministry of Education and Culture with the Ministry of Higher Education brings so many strengths from Indonesia to the world, and we are very thankful for your leadership as well. And my very dear colleague, Dr. Nick Adamo from Perth, he is the head of the JPO Australia node. So thank you for coming here. Let me take a couple of minutes for the colleagues who have come, especially for the International Indian Ocean Expedition, which is part of today's International Indian Ocean Science Conference, and the participants which have come from all the related countries, most welcome. But let me highlight from UNESCO's perspective why Indonesia is so special for UNESCO. You saw the dance, very special for intangible heritage. Many of our colleagues are wearing batik today. Batik is also UNESCO's intangible heritage. But also from a tangible heritage point of view, I recommend you to visit the amazing heritage sites of UNESCO here, especially Borobudur, a temple which was built by Hindus for the Buddhists, maintained by Muslims, an excellent example of bringing interfaith harmony. Also the Prambanan, the areas like in Sumatra with the tropical rainforest heritage of Sumatra. I'm also very pleased to announce the leadership of the Indonesian government. We are going to have the MAB ICC here this year. We had the World Culture Forum, which we are going to organize third time. We had also the World Press Freedom Day. So there are so many good examples from Indonesia which are helping all the member states of UNESCO. Coming back to the oceans and the role of LIPI, I'm sure you know that we have a special IOC regional training center on marine biodiversity and ecosystem health. And many people have benefited from the region on the training as well. Also, the role of BMKG in the expeditions and in the science of oceans is very, very commendable. We met with His Excellency, the Coordinating Minister for Maritime, Pa Lohut Panjitan, with our ADG for the IOC, Dr. Vladimir. I'm very happy to let you know that the Indonesian government supports UNESCO, but also very importantly, there is a very big initiative here, maybe very unique in the world, to clean the oceans from the plastics. It's very special. For 5 years, with $1 billion investment. So that's where science can play a very big role, and the science which comes from National Oceanographic Data Center and the regional exchange, that's something which has been highlighted by the ADG. IOC should contribute more from Indonesia to the rest of the world. We will have a very special Oceans Conference in Bali in October, and in that regard, I'm sure there would be a lot of leadership, and His Excellency, the Coordinating Minister for Maritime, has promised that he will be taking leadership with the Minister for Portugal, and maybe that will create a dialogue which can help our SDG number 14, as well as you know, the decade on ocean science, which is so special for all of us, approved by the General Assembly. Indonesia has to play a much bigger role, in my view, with the Institution for Sciences, LIPI, with BMKG, with our higher education, with the Ministry of Education and Culture. There is a very big need for us to promote ocean literacy. This is also a UNESCO initiative. Ocean literacy can help us stop the litter before it comes to the oceans or before it comes to our rivers. So, because Indonesia has a leadership both in terms of within ASEAN and the world, and being a country which is the largest archipelagic country, President Joko Widodo has put the right emphasis on pros maritime dunia, or global maritime access, and UNESCO is ready to support with our regional office here in Jakarta, which is serving our 46 member states and 3 associate member states, and our office in Perth, which is the programming office for IOC. We are ready to link Indonesia to all the countries who need the help. Also, in the United Nations Decade of Ocean Science, I think there is a much bigger role. We should have maybe a UNESCO Category 2 center linking BMKG and LIPI. So with that, I welcome all of you to this very important conference, and let's work together to create an environment for sustainability. This idea which we have to put together for the Decade of Ocean Science, for achieving the targets of SDG number 14, we have only 3 years to come up with a plan to also properly resource it. So in that regard, we will be following up with the relevant ministries within Indonesia and the wider region, and that's where we need all the goodwill to have an Indian Ocean you need for the future you want, as the ADG for the IOC said in his opening speech for the expedition meeting. So I congratulate the host, BMKG, as well as LIPI and our very special National Commission for UNESCO, the leadership which is shown by the Ministry of Higher Education, as well as our colleagues from the Coordination Ministry for Maritime. We thank you for providing all the support, and this is a great occasion for us to share our experiences and work together for a better future for every one of us. Terima kasih. Have a very nice conference.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Sabaskan, for the great speech. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to listen a speech delivered by Senior Advisor to Ministry of Research, Technology and Higher Education of the Republic of Indonesia. Please welcome Mr. Hari Purwanto.
Thank you very much. Honorable Excellency, my father, Professor Arif Rahman, is acting chairman of Indonesian National Commission for UNESCO. And of course, Professor Dwi Korita Karnawati, and now is represented by the Deputy Chairman of Meteorology, Climatology, and Geophysics Agency. And of course, our friend here, Professor Sabaskan, the Director of UNESCO Office Jakarta, and our colleagues, Dr. Nick Adamo from Perth Office of Oceanographic, Intergovernmental Oceanographic Office, and my colleagues, Professor Bambang Subianto, is the chairman of LIPI, Indonesian Science Institute. And I've met many friends here from many countries who are interested, focusing on Indian Ocean. I think we are grateful for this conference. And first of all, we would like to greet Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning for us. The Ministry of Research and Technology and Higher Education sincerely appreciate for the arrangement of the second International Indian Ocean Expedition in conjunction with the International Indian Ocean Science Conference hosted by PMKG, LIPI, also UNESCO. The Ministry sends you best regards and apologize for not coming here, representing by me. He's now in the East Java, Surabaya, because he has to attend the a very strategic occasion on national. This conference initiative is considerably very strategic in terms of developing mutual understanding, and also its belief that for us, Indonesia, South orientation. Is that South? Ya Pak ya? Is that South? Yes. For Indonesia, Indian Ocean is in the south direction, and the Pacific, South China, is the north. For Australia, sorry, it's now Indonesia have to see the direction of the south, not only facing the north always. South orientation, if may say from Indonesian perspective, the Indian Ocean orientation would bring us more attention toward better future. Not only in national and regional growth, we are always focusing the north side for social welfare of Indonesian people, but also the rest of the world. Today we have met many countries that adjacent to the Indian Ocean, all or with our friends that has an interest in the Indian Ocean. I met my colleague from NOAA and Maryland University. I've been to NOAA in Maryland, Washington. The Indian Ocean provides major sea routes connecting the Middle East, Africa, and East Asia with Europe and the Americans. It carries a particularly heavy traffic of petroleum or petroleum products from the oil field in the Persian Gulf, Indonesia, and also the traffic of commercial goods. Large reserves of hydrocarbons are being tapped in the offshore areas of Saudi Arabia, Iran, India, and Western Australia, Timor Gap. An estimated 40% of the world's offshore oil production comes from the Indian Ocean. Ladies and gentlemen, now what we are going to attract is about the South Indian Ocean for Indonesia. We have to also to redirect not only the north but also the South Indian Ocean. There are 47 states and territories with coastline with the Indian Ocean. Therefore, it is indeed true that the Indian Ocean is not only the most considerably very strategic geopolitically, but also human interest for peace and prosperity of mankind, now and the future. Excellency, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen, this conference, as the second held already, is the one of the implementation of our South global interests, aiming to deepen cooperation hand in hand among Indian Ocean nations among Indian Ocean people in further deepening capacity of our shared Indian Ocean in science, technology, and innovation. Science is not only for academic purposes, academic excellence for the world's publication, but also for the economic values and sustainable development for the social benefit of the world. The Minister is welcoming all the activity of science technology collaboration and cooperation both in multilateral and bilateral level, focusing on Indian Ocean orientation. The key driver, without any doubt at all, is how mutual collaboration to nurturing development, sustainable social welfare, and economic growth based on application and assessment of science, technology, and innovation could arise the frontier of Indian Ocean people. Under this conference, the ministers believe that it would be followed by many activities, and we do believe that it shall facilitate the promotion of implementation of technology transfers and collaborative innovation. And this is why we do have to have more effort to strengthening the collaboration. Successful collaboration shall prevail and sustain under the mutual advantages to all members of not only the Indian Ocean people, but also the other people of the world. Excellency, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. In Indonesia, we have Law number 17, year 2007. We have Indonesia Long-Term National Development Program period of 2009 to 2025. There are 7 priorities in science, technology, and innovation. Number 1, of course, food and agriculture. Number 2, health and medicine. Number 3, energy. Number 4, ICT. And now it's famous for Industry 4.0. It's becoming a buzzword. Number 4 is transportation, including the sea, land, and also the air transportation. Number 5, defense and security. Number 7 is advanced material. You know, where is the marine and fishery policy? Under the President Joko Widodo directive, declared that Indonesia is the one of world maritime access. You know, from the south, from the China, across to the Africa, and its crossroad in Indonesia. We heard of what we call is Silk Maritime Route. And therefore, our presidents put one more agenda, that our research will also be focusing on marine and maritime science technology. Today, Indonesia manages of the world's emerging economy and still maintain as the growth country among the G20. As the member of G20 and with the blessing of Indonesian riches on biodiversity and the future bonus demography, Indonesia has continuously attracted our friend, not only for an Indian Ocean friend, but also the world. You know, there is a study from PricewaterhouseCoopers that in the year of 2030, Indonesia is supposed to be number 4 of the biggest, greatest economy in the world, after China, India, United States, And number 4 is Indonesia. My friend, my colleague from Japan, South Korea. No, number 3 is China, sorry. So where are we? So they are asking for number 3. They don't want to be defeated by Indonesian greatest economy. That's a joke, you know. But we have to prove the study of PricewaterhouseCoopers that we have to be the 4th biggest economic country. On the other hand, Indonesia has also delivered equal effort in becoming the great partner of any international cooperation. All of the Indonesian ministries, R&D agencies, universities, Indonesia has 4,347 universities, from small universities until big universities. But we have still struggling to become world-class university. We have also provided resources, delivered great effort in maintaining any mutual collaboration. To realize the spirit of mutual collaboration, please allow me also to inform you that apart from the above program, Indonesia is now propelling to boost, as you know already, if you traveling in Jakarta, the infrastructures development and human resources development project to support propelling growth of the economic better peace. The Ministry of Research and Technology and Higher Education is to deliver the academic education and vocational skilled human resources graduated from the universities, higher education institution as the main key of development engine. So I would like also not only we are inviting collaboration with the agency of research and development, but we also inviting from the university. I met from the Maryland University. Please welcome. And also to deliver innovation product in the industry to fulfill the domestic market, because we have to have substituting the imported technology. In the higher education and research institutes, we promote and facilitate the development of research and development center of excellence, of which our researchers able to carry out together with you. Excellency, our friends, ladies and gentlemen, marine and maritime, as already mentioned above, that is our priority as the backbone of the engine of our national self-sufficiency economic development. If you remember, and maybe not forgetting our famous Ministry of Fish and Fishery, Ibu Susi, we have to propel not only keeping our ocean safe, secure, but also we have to have more productive in marine and fishery. This conference has the same spirit with our Indonesian national policy, encouraging speeding up the downstreaming process of research product by any means, including by encouraging and boosting the technology transfers, as I mentioned. Ladies and gentlemen, our colleagues, again, let's begin from this very strategic event as at the second Indian Ocean Conference. I think I would like to, again, we have to have more focus and interest on our Indian Ocean. It is addressed to our friend from PMKG and also LIPI and other research institute that we have to more attention to the south. We installed some places R&D center in the south side, for example, PPPT, the Agency for Application and Assessment of Technology. We have some station in south of Java, in I forget the name, I think in the south of Yogyakarta. And LIPI has one. LIPI has many marine stations across the Indonesian, but there is fishing to the Indian Ocean is in Bali or mana Bu? Mataram, yes, and also Padang ya Pak ya. Sabang, yes. I think we have to get more some investment fishing to the south. Before declaring this conference is obviously begin, I think I wish all of you to have a pleasant and fruitful conference. I would like also to thank BMKG and LIPI, which supported by UNESCO, sorry. Sorry, it's, connected. We all now connected. Everywhere is always connected. Even at home in the middle of the night, sometimes we are connected to our boss. That tomorrow we have to prepare for the report. And also maybe to represent the minister to come to a certain occasion. Thank you to BMKG, LIPI, UNESCO, and also IIOC Perth office on providing hospitality and hosting this great event, the second International Indian Ocean Expedition. We do hope that cooperation, collaboration on science, technology, and innovation focusing on Indian Ocean interests, self-boosting more collaboration, advancing people-to-people communication toward better life, better future among the people of Indian Ocean. I thank you very much for your kind attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Hari Purwanto, for the great speech. Excellencies, our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to listen a speech delivered by Acting Chairman of Indonesian Institute of Sciences. Please welcome Professor Dr. Insinyur Bambang Subianto, Master of Agribusiness.
The Honorable Excellencies Dr. Hari Purwanto, representative from Ministry of Science, Technology and Higher Education, Dr. Rizal, the representative of BMGG, Professor Sabas Khan, Director of UNESCO Jakarta Office, Professor Peter Burkil, Director General for Strengthening Science Capacity, past President of Scientific Committee and Oceanic Research, Dr. Nick Adamo, Head AOC UNESCO Program Office, and Dr. Satesh Chinoy, Indian Ocean Global Ocean Observation System, and Honorable Professor Arif Rahman from Indonesia National Committee for UNESCO, Ministry of Education and Culture, and distinguished guest speaker and ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. It's my pleasure for me to be here to welcome all of you to this international Indian Ocean Science and Conference in Jakarta. I would like to extend my gratitude to all experts and participants who have made this science conference possible. Your cooperation and participation are greatly appreciated. As you know, the ocean is very important in terms of the environment. The ocean covers 70% of the Earth's surface and function as a buffer system in order to maintain the mildness of the overall environment. If we consider the Earth as one living organism, the ocean is equivalent to body fluid. Today, the fluid of the is gradually losing its head due to pollution and the greenhouse gas effect. The deterioration of the ocean as body fluid is negatively affecting the Earth's environment as whole. That is why it is important for us to understand the head of the ocean in order to maintain its services to us as human beings. Ocean is also important as a source of food and has potential economic benefit. Indonesia, as the center for marine biodiversity in the world, depend on the marine resources in the next decades. LIPI, as the scientific advisor to the Indonesian government, provide policy recommendation in various forms. Therefore, research is one of the tools for our scientists in the providing data and information. LIPI also will launch joint expedition Indonesia, Singapore, in Indian Ocean in 23rd of this month, and with expedition in 15 days. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, if we observe the urgent issue both of national and global level in the next 15 years, it is about food, energy, and water. For example, on the issue of food security. Food security is an important agenda for each nation in the world. As the population of the world increased steadily from 2.5 billion in 1950 to 7.0 billion in 2025, and it will reach 10 billion by the half of this century. FAO in 2014 published a report, The State of Food Insecurity in the World, reported that 1 in 8 people in this world was estimated to be suffering chronic hunger, literally not enough food to conduct active life. Our science conference is indirectly to provide information on how ocean provide protein sources from ocean-based bioresources. How this ocean is a food resources will be affected by climate change. Modeling scenario for increasing temperature will drive change of a world climate that would influence the distribution of fish in the ocean. Increasing temperature will change marine biodiversity, and at the same time, fish will migrate to the higher latitude in order to adapt to the seawater temperature. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and speakers, without further ado, I wish the conference will not only improve our understanding on the role of the Indian Ocean in climate change impact to society, but also improve cooperation among member states of IIOE UNESCO. I would like once again thank you to all participants coming from abroad and from national level. I wish you will have a fruitful discussion and result of the conference will benefit for society at large. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Insinyur Bambang Subianto, Master of Agronomy, for the great speech. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, today we start the 6 days of International Indian Ocean Science Conference 2018. We would like to invite Dr. Andes Herisal, MSE, as the Deputy Head for Climatology of the Agency for Meteorology, Climatology and Geophysics to open the conference officially and deliver the speech. Please welcome Dr. Andes Herisal, MSE.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The Honorable Professor Bambang Subianto, Acting Chairman of the Indonesian Institute for Science, the Honorable Professor Arif Rahman, Executive Chairman of Indonesian National Commission for the UNESCO, Dr. Nick Adamo, Head of GP Australia, North IIOE Post Program Office, Post Australia, Professor Sabas Khan, Director of UNESCO Office, Jakarta, Dr. Hari Purwanto, Representative of Minister of Research, Technology and Higher Education of Republic of Indonesia, Dr. Zainal Arifin, Deputy Chairman of the Indonesian Institute of Science, Professor Emi Sudarmanawati, Deputy Chairman of Indonesian Institute of Science, Observer and Researcher Team on Workshop of the International Indian Ocean Expedition 2nd, our invited speaker and attendants. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. On this blessed morning, March 21st, let us praise and thank God present for His pleasure. We can hold the opening of International Indonesian Ocean Expedition 2nd workshop. It is a great pleasure for me, on behalf of Director General of BMKG, Professor Dwi Korita, to express her extra gratitude to you all participants, both national participants and the international participants who join in this important workshop. Hopefully the result will give a lot of benefits, both of the weather and climate phenomena knowledge in the Indian Ocean, its impact on Indonesia and the world, and also for future research development. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Indonesia is one of the countries that has a very close relationship with weather and climate conditions, as the impact of atmospheric and oceanographic activity occurring in the Indonesian Ocean. One of the breakthroughs for the development of marine observation was carried out in cooperation between BMKG, DP and several countries that joined the International Indian Ocean Expedition by conducting research in the Indian Ocean region. International Indian Ocean Expedition 2 is a scientific program involving international scientific researchers who jointly conduct research in the field of oceanography and atmospherics from coastal to marine environment, and will be implemented within 5 years from 2015 until 2020, with the aim of obtaining information on activities in the Indian Ocean such as ocean currents or their effects on the climate and its marine ecosystem. The climate in the Indian Ocean is complex and can be a major factor of extreme events such as tropical cyclone, drought, heavy rain, heavy seas, or storm. The research and observation which is supported through IIOE 2 will gain a better understanding of oceanic and biological ocean and interaction between marine and atmospheric climate, both of short and a long term. The International Indian Ocean Expedition 2 will be more useful for world society as the results obtained are important components of the maritime services, environmental management, climate prediction, and food and energy security. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the International Indian Ocean Expedition Workshop is one of the programs of the Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission, IIOC. The IIOC is one of the science commissions in the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, or UNESCO. The purpose of this workshop is to improve the utilization of marine observation data, analysis technique data to improve weather and marine climate information, so increasing the accuracy of weather and marine climate information, building cooperation between national and international agencies, institute related to the information network in Indian Ocean. The benefit of this International Indian Ocean Expedition 2 workshop are improving the quality of weather information and the maritime climate, the availability of the global maritime observation network, and the result of the joint research related to marine meteorology in Indian Ocean, and the establishment of cooperation among researchers from all countries. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Agency for Meteorology, Climatology and Geophysics of Indonesia, or BMKG, takes an important role in these workshop activities as a host of activities in collaboration with the Indonesian Institute of Science, LIPI. BMKG is the only institution given mandate by the law to provide meteorology, climatology, and geophysics information services to all Indonesian people. As the only agency that has responsibility to provide meteorology, climatology, and geophysical information through International Indian Ocean Expedition 2 activities, BMKG has a target to improve the accuracy of information and data so that the services products, especially the maritime field product, more reliable. In addition, in order to improve the quality of meteorology, climatology, and geophysical research, especially in the maritime field, BMKG has established cooperation with the United States government, NOAA, as stipulated in the activities of Indonesian Prima. Indonesia Prima aims to revitalize mooring atlas, Rama buoy, and observe maritime meteorology, atmospheric oceanography, and marine geophysics observation data. This year, in these activities of Indonesia Prima, will also be carried out the bathymetry data, sub-bottom profiler, and the movement and character of the water mass. Observation activities undertaken on this expedition are crucial, especially to validate BMKG's ocean forecast system, as well as for scientific research related to the ocean atmospheric relationship in the Indian Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. The main hope of this activity is improving the quality of observation and acquisition of marine data for the operational benefit of BMKG. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, closing this greeting, I would like to express my gratitude to the various parties who helped me make this meeting event. First to the KNIU, the second one to the LIPI, to the KKP, Kemenkomar, and universities. I also express my pride and gratitude for the efforts of my colleague at the Center for Marine Meteorology and colleagues from LIPI for their hard work so that this workshop can be held. Finally, I will say congratulations to participate in this activity. Congratulations to study the ocean data to get to know the characteristic. May Allah guide us with His guidance and to provide the welfare for us. Amin. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Andes Harusalam SE, and please stay on podium for opening the conference officially by hitting the gong. I would like to invite to podium as well Professor Dr. Insinyur Bambang Subianto, Master of Agronomy, Professor Dr. Arif Rahman, MPD, and Professor Dr. Sabaskan to accompany the Deputy Head. We also invite to come forward Mr. Hari Purwanto to accompany Deputy Head. Thank you, Dr. Andes Harusalam SE, Professor Bambang Subianto, Professor Arif Rahman, Professor Sabaskan, and Mr. Hari Purwanto. Thank you. Excellencies, our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached conclusion of our opening ceremony. Before we moving on photo session, I would like to inform you the following matters. The first, we would like to invite you to visit our operational room, especially for meteorology early warning system and tsunami early warning system. The second, we also have another photo session in front of A building BMKG. And the third, after visiting those, we provide a transportation from BMKG to Grand Mercure Hotel Kemayoran for all of participants. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are having photo session. I would like to invite special guests and all of participants to come forward. Kami mengundang seluruh tamu VIP untuk naik ke podium dan seluruh participants I would like to invite all of participants to come forward to have photo session. Thank you to special guests and all participants. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of our opening ceremony. Please enjoy to visit our operational room guided by our officers. Thank you very much. Good morning and see you.